Good morning, afternoon, evening to all my followers out there to watch my videos. Thank you all for watching them. I'm very thankful for that. And in today's video, I'm going over my predictions for Drew McIntyre versus Cody Rhodes for the WWE Championship on Friday Night SmackDown tonight. Now, I'm going to go with this one way. I'm going to go through what are the pros and cons of Drew winning and the pros and cons of Cody winning. And then at the end, I'm gonna choose what my personal opinion on who I think is going to win. So without further ado, let's go over to Cody. Let's see the pros and cons of Cody winning the title. The pros, actually, let's do the cons first, because let's get the bad stuff out of the way. The cons of Cody Rhodes winning the title tonight is that you're gonna make Drew McIntyre a nothing champion, because what was the point of him winning the title just to give back to Cody? And if that happens, what does Drew do without the title? Does he just like face Jacob Fatu in like a steel cage or like a street fight at WrestleMania? No, I don't want that. I would rather him just go in as champion versus Randy Orton. And now, another con is that Cody Rhodes cannot do anything with the title. Cody Rhodes' whole thing is that he's always going for the title. He's never had a storyline in WWE beside when he was facing Seth Rollins. His whole thing in WWE is just always going for the title. I was gonna say that about Gunther. About his whole thing, about his every storyline is just him going through the championship, but not this time. Gunther's whole spiel now is just he's going to retire everyone. He's going to retire every old person in WWE. He retired Goldberg. He retired AJ Styles. He retired the GOAT John Cena. He's retired all those people. Okay, so those are the cons for Cody. Now let's go over the pros of Cody. The pros. We're going to have a good match we're going to have a good feud, match, and a fun ride to WrestleMania with Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton, because we got the history with them, with the legacy. What else? Oh yeah, another pro is that it's going to be good for business, because Cody Rhodes is a good businessman for WWE, because he always makes that money because he's a good toy. That's what I'm going to call him. He's a toy for WWE. I think that's it for Cody, but let's... Hey y'all. Sorry for the interruption, but it would be nice of you to subscribe to my YouTube channel. We're at 160 and we're 40 away from 200. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's free, and you can also unsubscribe later, but why would you do that? Thank you, and back to the video. Okay, and we're back. Now we're going over the pros and cons of Drew McIntyre retaining the title tonight. Now, the cons for tonight, if he wins, is that it's just going to be a weird build to WrestleMania, because you don't know what's going to happen with Jacob Fatu, Cody Rhodes, and Randy Orton. Well, we know that Randy Orton's going to be facing for the title, but we don't know if it's going to be a triple threat, a fatal four-way, maybe even a fatal five. If someone adds that, that'll be stupid, but WWE, am I right? Yeah, if Drew McIntyre retains the title, what's the story going to be like? Is Cody Rhodes just going to fight Jacob Fatu? Or is he just going to like fight in a triple threat? I don't even know if that's possible. But the pros of Drew McIntyre winning are very good. The pros is that Drew McIntyre is still going to be champion. I love Drew McIntyre. He's my favorite He's one of my favorite wrestlers right now. So that's a pro, straight up. Another pro is that it's going to be a great feud with Randy Orton. Because remember when 2020, when they had that feud where Randy Orton was just punt kicking and hurting all the old guys like Ric Flair, Christian, and Edge, and then he fought Drew McIntyre, and he won the championship in Hell in a Cell in 2020. So it's going to be a fascinating thing where the roles are reversed, where Drew McIntyre is the heel, and Randy Orton is the face. That's going to be a strange thing. And another pro is that we might get a fatal 4-way with Drew McIntyre going in as champion. Now, I do believe it's going to be a fatal 4-way, but I don't want Cody going in as the champion, because that'll just look stupid. But with Drew is a good heel. Drew is a great heel right now, and it'll be a great thing to have the one heel against 3 baby faces in a fatal 4-way in the main event of WrestleMania. I think that's a pretty good thing, don't you think? One heel versus 3 baby faces. Well, it's not a 1-on-3; it's a fatal 4-way. But you know what I mean. It's going to be a good match if it's a fatal 4-way at WrestleMania, if that is. But if it's just going to be just a straight up Drew McIntyre versus Randy Orton at WrestleMania, okay, it's going to be a good match, but I don't want it. Yeah, those are the pros and cons of Drew McIntyre and Cody Rhodes. Now, here's the part where I'm going to give my opinion on my thoughts on who I think is going to win tonight. Now, who I think is going to win, biased and all, is Drew McIntyre. Because it'll be better for the build and the WrestleMania match if Drew McIntyre goes in as champion. Cody Rhodes, I need to say this out loud, but Cody Rhodes, he is not a good championship holder. He's the championship chaser. He's only good when he's chasing the title and he's not holding the title. Because when he's holding the title, he doesn't feel good, if that makes sense. Like, he doesn't feel like a champion. He just feels like a toy that just wears suits and just cuts the most basic promos. I'm sorry, Cody, but that's the truth. Drew McIntyre, on the other hand, he is a great champion to go in for people to fight him. But he's a great heel wrestler, but he's not good as like Roman Reigns. But he is a great second. So that's why I think Drew McIntyre is going to win tonight and go in as a champion into WrestleMania. And that's it for today. That's all my thoughts on the thing for tonight. Thank you all for watching, and I hope you have a good morning, afternoon, and evening to all around the world who watch my videos. Thank you all. I love you all.